Hello. So today I wanted to talk about resentment, mostly because for some reason that word just keeps popping up in my life randomly, and I just cringe whenever I hear it. And since I'm reacting so much, I thought maybe there's something to that. And so really started thinking about it. And what I realized is it is a huge trigger. Um, because I wasn't, please, I wasn't allowed to resent anything. Um, I wasn't really allowed to have any actual emotions or feelings of anything. Unless it was dictated to me, okay, then I could feel X, Y, or Z. But anything that I came up with, I wasn't supposed to. Um, so resenting something in my life, you got to be kidding. I definitely was not allowed. Um, to say the very least, I was not allowed. Um, I, I, I wasn't even allowed to appreciate something, really. Um, I wasn't supposed to have any of this sort of feelings whatsoever. And so it just feels wrong, absolutely wrong. And the other thing that comes up for me is thinking about now, um, resenting my experiences, my treatment, um, basically what happened to make me me. Um, do I still resent everything that happened? Now, actually, I'm going to come back to that because what I've heard from people with avoidant personality disorder is that they forgive their parents for their treatment. That's lovely. Um, and, you know, sorry if you hear my cat and the traffic and everything else. Anyway, the thing is that it is absolutely true that if you are um, like carrying this emotional burden, that what is the phrase? It's something like you have this poison and you're trying to poison somebody who doesn't even know what's happening, isn't there, and so all you're ending up doing with this poisoning is poisoning yourself. To a degree, yes, that's true. That's true. Um, if you are actively, daily, um, being resentful, um, if you're like dwelling on, um, ruminating about the treatment that you received by people who made you avoidant, mm-hmm, yeah, that will drive you completely mad and crazy. Yep, mm-hmm, definitely. However, if you were mistreated to the point that it has altered your personality and caused you to have a personality disorder, which again, that alone might be triggering to people to think that, like, oh my goodness, somebody caused this. Somebody had to trigger it. You don't get a personality disorder without a trigger, period. Um, and it could have been multiple people that triggered it. Um, that's why, like, I got diagnosed with complex um, PTSD, um, and I resist. tremendously. It's basically the same as a personality disorder. Please. But I mean, it is different. It is different. Um, well, do I resent all those experiences that caused this? I should. Okay, I hate that word. But seriously, if you're a human being, yeah, you should not be grateful, which is what they usually burden you with. Grateful for whatever they've done for you, and how dare you bring up these things, or, they were doing the best they could. Mm-hmm. And they still screwed you over big time. And they still made those decisions, and they could have made different decisions. And you have every right to resent that. Um, and you have every right to have every emotion that you have. And you have every right to have that emotion come and and exist, and not let it overwhelm you, and say, yeah, okay, that's what I'm feeling now, and then just, okay, now let me go feel something else, and not dwell in it. That is all okay. It's okay to resent the people who treated you badly. It's okay for you to resent basically anything. Facts. Now, me personally, I this is like the flip side of that coin. I try not to regret. It's it's similar but different. If you regret something, that is a choice that you have made in your life. I try not to regret. But resenting is what you are doing as a reaction to what somebody else has done. And, you know, most likely you didn't have a choice about it. Or even worse, they gaslit you into thinking that you had a choice about it when you really did not. Which, I'm so sorry if that's what part of your abuse was, for you to buy into it, that you had any part in it. And I don't say that to make you feel bad. And I don't say that to make you change your opinion on things. But it's like another layer of hell if that's what you were dealing with, and like, oh, that sucks, and I see it and I hear it. If that's the case, that, not only was it your fault, but you were participating. Oh. So it is okay to resent. It is okay not to forgive people. And it is okay not to forgive people for how they treated you and the choices that they made, and not let that take over your whole life. And in a nutshell, I know I tend to yammer on forever, but really that's my point right there. That's my point. And if you're really triggered by that word, one way or the other, like you've got the I should nots, or again, if it needles you and it's irritating to you, maybe look into that. Because, you know, again, if you're resenting something, this is something that you did not do. You didn't have a choice. It's different from a regret. And so it's valid, and it's maybe something that there's no need for you to get over or whatever. And there's definitely no need for you to forgive whoever you have a resentment for. burying it as a, I forgive you, therefore it's done and over, and it's like it never happened. I mean, come on. That's just burying it, and it's not going to help you. Um, so, how to look into it, what to do about it. Sorry, I don't know. Therapy. Um, yeah, but definitely, if you have resentment, there's a reason for it. It's not your fault. So don't beat yourself up for that. Believe me, you've already been beat up enough, emotionally anyway, or else you wouldn't have a need to be resentful. Anyway, that's what I had to say.